If you're producing any kind of content online, you don't want to miss this video. I'm going to be going into detail about how you can track all kinds of content production in Airtable. So if that's of interest, stick around and let's get into it. Hey, my name is Gareth Pronovost. I'm the owner at Gap Consulting, where we help you to organize and automate your business and life. If that's of interest and you want to learn more about that, don't miss our next upcoming free training. We do a weekly live training on exactly how to unlock automation to run a more efficient business and reclaim your time. So if you want to check that out, do check the description in the video here and sign up for our next webinar. But without further ado, let's jump into the heart of this video. We're talking about using Airtable for content management. And we're also going to be going into detail on how you can recreate specific tasks for any kind of project. Like if you have these same tasks that come up time and time again, put it into an automation. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that using an Airtable script that will require that you're on the pro plan for Airtable. So let's just jump into my screen. First things first, the big two things that we're looking at here are content and tasks. Now, content is kind of the overarching thing, right? That's the one that, we're working to produce this piece of content. And then tasks are all of those steps along the way that have to be created or have to be completed in order for that content to move on without a hitch, right? And so we've got a lot of different things that we do here inside of tasks. Specifically, we're linking the task to the content, so each task is specific to whatever content it represents, right? And we know what a publication date is for each piece of content. We know when we plan on having the content done. So then we can do a little bit of math and say, well, how many days prior to publication of the content do we need to have each of these tasks done? So in this case, if researching the topics is our first step in putting together this blog, if the publication date is going to be 4/22, and we know that we need to have this done 7 days before that, well then of course we can calculate when this is going to be due. And so this is using a little bit of a date formula here. It's called date add. You can go in and just look at the publication date, subtract the days prior in days, and then that's going to automatically compute when this task is due. You also generally want to assign a task to a person, right? And so if you have multiple collaborators inside of your Airtable database, you can link to them here by choosing them as the collaborator for each of these different tasks. Now in this example, I'm the only person in this database, and so I'm just making myself in charge of all of these tasks. Now also, we have a complete checkbox, right? And on this checkbox, this is just saying, hey, this task got done or it didn't. And we've got a lot of fancy logic on the background that's going to roll all this up into the content and allow us to see what the next upcoming task is. And then of course we also have the order here, and this is going to be helpful when we create all of these new tasks from our template. We need to have an order field as well. Okay, so jumping back into content here, the other piece is we're connecting content to the type of content as well. And the tasks that we create for each piece of content are going to be dependent on what kind of content it is, right? So for example, if I'm putting together a video, then I'm going to have a certain number of tasks, maybe 8 different steps I have to go through. Whereas if I'm just writing a blog, maybe I only have 4 steps. And so those steps are going to be different depending on the type of content. And so over here, our third table is type. And this is just where we list off the different type of content we produce. Now, these are the 3 key building blocks to this, but we want to automate the creation of our tasks based on the type that was selected for the new upcoming piece of content. So in order to do this, we need a template table. And in our template table, we have, well, exactly that, a template where we say, hey, look, every time we do a new blog, for example, that blog is categorized because of the type we've selected. We know it's a blog, and we know that we're going to have these 6 topics or these 6 tasks. We're going to have to research, we're going to have to craft, we're going to have to publish. You get the idea, right? So this is exactly where we would want to bring in that template piece. So we're going to list out all the tasks, make sure that we're connected to the type. Now, Airtable, as I might have mentioned already, has already built this script for us. So you don't have to know how to script yourself in order to take advantage of this awesome task template. So just build the different steps as I've demonstrated here, and then move into your apps. Again, this will require that you're on a pro plan, and you can add a new app. If you go into their special place here, they're even showing you how to use Airtable specifically for marketing teams. And if you scroll to the bottom, you can find that you have the ability to create records for multiple templates. Just go ahead and add this script to your base, and you will see the following prompt. It's going to ask you to tell it where these different tables are, right? And so just go through and answer each of these questions. What's the parent table in that case, or in my case, this is the table where the content resides, you know, the top level. What's the type table? Obviously, I've named it type, right? We have certain types of content that we produce. So just go through these questions and answer them one at a time, and the script will be all set up for you. Then we can instantly go into our content and give it a test. So let's suppose that we wrote a new blog, or we were going to schedule a new blog. I'll call this blog project number 5. And once I select the content type, give it a second, and I say that this is a blog, and I'll give it a publication date as well. Let's say this is going to be scheduled for May 15th. So that's it to start, but you notice it doesn't yet have any tasks associated with this piece of content. All I have to do is run my automation here and tell it what record that this belongs to, in this case, the blog project number 5. Go ahead and click that, and you see that just that quickly, all of those tasks were created. And they were created based upon the template that we have in the back. So if I flip over to template, when we see the blog type here, we see that the blog type has 6 different tasks. And so when we go into our actual tasks here, we will see those same tasks now created for blog project number 5. So there are the 6 different tasks that are in our template. Now the cool thing about this is, if we wanted to add or take out a task within our template, we only have to adjust it here in the template and then run our script, and we will see that it instantly reflects those changes. So let's say in our template, for example, I wanted to add a 7th step for blogging, and I'll call this step 7 because I have no creativity. I have to give it an order here, so I need to make sure that these are ordered 1 through 7. And now, going back into content, if I create a new piece here, let's say I have a new blog, this will be blog project number 6. When I run the script for this, so let me just pick a date here. When I run the script, we will now see that this is done for all 7 steps, right? So in our case, flipping into the tasks, when we look for blog project number 6, that was the new one that we just did, we now have a 7th step. So having this template table in the background is really powerful, because anytime you want to make changes to your process, you don't have to reinvent the whole automation or recreate your system. All you have to do is add that one extra record into your steps, and it automatically will then be included in any new content that you put together. I hope that you found this video to be very valuable. If you want to deep dive on this and learn how you can save even more time using Airtable and automation and other no-code tools, don't miss our upcoming webinar. As I mentioned already, we do this webinar live every Tuesday. It's a weekly thing, and I'm going to teach you how to build a second brain that runs your business or does your job for you so that you can work less and more efficiently and grow and scale your business. If that's of interest, do check the link to our webinar and our free training below in the description. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave me a comment. As always, I hope you found that to be extremely helpful. If you did and you'd like to learn more, swing by our website and see how we can help. We offer a free Airtable crash course that will help you level up in Airtable quickly, and we also have some paid services, including hourly consultations with our experts. We have some online courses and a group coaching program. And for advanced needs, we can build a bespoke solution for you from scratch. So swing on by, and I look forward to connecting with you soon.